Hello, my name is Shelby. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my garden. As you can see around me, I have a massive garden, but if I was limited to only one garden bed, I would use the square foot garden method. In my one garden bed, I could plant up to 32 different crops. Stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how I do that. To start out, you'll need some simple supplies: a tape measure, any kind of thin rope, you'll need a hammer or a drill. Last but not least, you'll need some nails. I'm just using these types of nails, or some deck screws. My garden bed happens to be 4 feet by 8 feet, so that makes it a 32 square foot bed. If you want to figure out how many square feet your bed is, you would just times the length by the width. What I'm doing is putting nails on the outside of the bed at a foot apart, and then I am tying string going lengthwise and also widthwise to create those wonderful square feet. In those square feet, you can plant at least one individual plant, depending on the type of plant it is, or multiple plants. And you are absolutely maximizing the amount of plants that you can plant in one raised garden bed. You're not wasting any space when you're doing the square foot garden method. Before getting started, I'm just preparing my beds with a little bit of topsoil. Now, typically I wouldn't pick topsoil. However, my bed is loaded with mushroom compost, so it is perfectly healthy. I just want a better median for sprouting the seeds. Lay your tape measure out and mark at a foot apart. So I just marked down the line. That way, when it was time to start hammering in the nails or drilling in the screws, I had a little marker and it made everything so much faster. And then you're just going to hammer in your nails or drill in your screws and proceed to tie off the ropes from end to end widthwise down the line, and lastly from end to end lengthwise down the line, and then you'll start to see those beautiful boxes coming together. And I just want to mention here, if it looks like I'm struggling, I kind of am. It was about 95 degrees out, so hot in the very heat of the day. So I just wanted to explain why I look like I'm struggling a little bit. In the second half of the video, I'll be doing some sunset seed sowing, so be sure to keep watching. Ta-da! Look at that. That was super easy. My gosh. So I'm really excited to be using this method today because it's a new method to me. I'm definitely familiar with it and I've seen it before. Part of the reason why I think I never utilized this method in the past was I thought it would be kind of complicated to set up. And as you can see today, it was definitely not complicated at all. I always want a nice clean garden that's nice and neat, but I don't have the perimeter set up. So this is going to make it so that it's easier to make that nice, perfect, clean garden. I'm planting the more root crops and things like that towards the center, and the leafy greens in the center, and then I'm expanding the bigger crops out towards the edges that could be easily trellised. Make sure that you're not blocking sun. So for example, if you're going to be trellising tomatoes and the sun rises on, whatever side of your raised garden bed, I would make sure that it's not blocking the sun from the rest of the bed. I would just put your trellising stuff all towards the edge, and your squash, or if you're happening to do watermelon, anything like that towards the edges so that it can overlap, and that way you can really save space in the middle. I just love how most of the thinking is just done for you. Basically, it tells you put this much in this particular amount of space, which is really nice, especially if you're a new gardener and you don't know how much to put in an individual area. I prefer to kind of pick up my seeds, put them down where I plan to lay them before I get started. That's just kind of how I like to process through things. It is ideal to have your plant started ahead of time, but I feel confident enough with starting my seeds directly in the ground. It is more of a challenge because you are risking them drying out, but you got to do what you got to do. Your watermelon is going to be 1 per square foot. So I'm going to plant I'm going to plant 3 and then thin it out later. For the beans, I'm doing 2 square feet of beans per, like the yellow beans and then the purple beans. So I'll do 2 and 2. And then the beans, it says we can do 4 per square foot. Planting 4 little bean seeds in this square foot. I'll do 5 just to be safe. Then 4 in this one. So I'm going to take up 2 cells for my bean seeds. That's the yellow wax beans. These are the purple beans. I love these. They're so fun. They look nice, taste good. They grow fast. I mean, it's checking off all the boxes. Next I've got my kale, and that is gonna be 1 per square foot. And I will link a book that goes over all of this. There's a really affordable book on Amazon that talks about the square foot garden, and there's so many free resources online too. But as you can see, I'm putting multiple seeds in here. I'll thin it out later just to 1 kale later, but just 1 per square foot. For the tomatoes, I'm doing Brandywine tomatoes, and that is 1 tomato per square foot, 1 tomato plant per square foot. I'm planting 3 seeds per square foot, and then I'm gonna thin it out later. I will not keep more than 1 plant in there. I'm gonna follow this exactly how they tell me. You guys have to make sure I do it because I'm like so bad about thinning out plants. Let me know in the comment section if you're also someone who has just such a hard time like thinning out plants. I've got the Sugar Daddy peas, and it says this actually really surprisingly is 8 to 9 per square foot, which I mean, these are trellising, so I'm just gonna do them in the back. That seems like a lot. Now I'm gonna do gray zucchini. It does recommend either 1 per square foot, 1 plant per square foot, or 1 plant ideally for 2 square feet. This will be my basil plants. It says you can do 4 basil seeds or basil plants per square feet. But oh my gosh, I'm totally butchering how I'm saying this. For cilantro, you can do 1 to 9 plants, which that's a pretty broad spectrum. I'm gonna do about 10, see what germinates and what doesn't, because it's not all guaranteed to germinate anyways. The Swiss chard is 4 per square foot. The onions are 5 to 9. Spinach, it is up to 9 plants per square foot too. Carrots, you can plant up to 18 per square foot, which is really interesting because I did not expect you to be able to grow that much per square foot. So I'm gonna try to make it really specific when I do this. I don't know how precise that was, but we're doing our best over here. I'm just gonna really lightly cover that, the carrot seeds. And I already have cucumbers, which I'll show you, planted. They require 1 square foot per cucumber. This is the Romanesco broccoli. It's a really cool variety. It's not like a fake thing. I have grown this before, and it truly does look like this. Along with the purple cauliflower, it actually does look purple like that. Sometimes it's hard to believe that some of these things are naturally the way they are, which is really cool. It is just 1 broccoli per square foot. So I'm planting a bunch of seeds in there. And what I'm also gonna do with the seeds that end up like it's just too much, I'll take them very gently and I'll move them to another part of the garden. I've got a lot of garden that still needs to be fulfilled. Now we're at our beets, and the beets, it says you can plant up to 9 per square foot. They said it also depends on like how big you want your beet to be. So I'm just doing 3 rows of 3 and hopefully they all germinate. Wouldn't that be nice? I've been having really awful germination lately because it is so hot. Just not good for the seeds, you know. Even if you do water a whole bunch, it's just got a really high chance of drying out. I know I'm really risking by direct sowing them. I'm going to try to put a cover over them until they have all mostly sprouted, because I don't want them to dry out with these really hot temperatures, but I also don't want to pre-sprout them. So yeah. All right, that is everything. Some stuff has multiple square feet. Some stuff is just 1 square foot. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. If you want to see how the square foot garden works and just some updates and everything, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that. I'd love to have you along for the ride for more homesteading, cooking, chicken content, you name it. Again, my name is Shelby. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.